And then Beans, to me, gave me some vindication this week when he did the interview where he talked about the fact that when him and Jay and Bleek were on the same track, that Jay was writing for Bleek. Right, he was saying he was always trying to give him an advantage, and the reason I say that is because that's another reason. Hope clearly saw him as competition, and so he was always trying to keep the race tight because he understood how dope Beanie Sigel was. And I think in this room, because there's such an anti-Philly bias and so much Philly hate in this room,
we love Philly.
It's
Beans is fire.
But what? But for starters,
that was your vindication.
Yes.
Well, one, you started wrong though, because initially you told us Beans was washing Hov.
And 4 seconds later, I took that back.
But that's where it started. It wasn't no anti-Philly or nothing like that. It was like, whoa, that statement you made was a little crazy.
It wasn't crazy.
Then, no, it's crazy.
It wasn't crazy.
So then, once you said he either kept up or bested him on some records, oh, no.
You agree? You agree with that statement? Do you agree with that statement?
That he kept up or bested him? Yes.
On every record.
Kept up or bested? Yes.
No, not on every record.
No, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Right. So talking about him, because I hear people saying he's snitching. Right, that basically, if somebody's writing for somebody, you can't come out and say, "Yo, he wrote for him."
I was going to ask, for clarification on the difference?
And my thing is, what Mark said was his vindication, and your rationale behind it is crazy to me. Yo, if me, you, and Joe rap, but y'all rap better than me, and we all crew.
Someone give me a little bar.
Yeah, why the would y'all want us to all be a team and a crew and putting out a project, and y'all just belittling me on the raps, and I can't keep up with y'all? But that don't mean that Joe writing my shit because he is looking at you like a threat. He writing my shit because he want the team to come in representing.
I think another way to look at it is I'm trying to keep you in your place. So if we assume that if me, you, and Joe is a rap crew, right, and we assume Joe is the best, far-fetched, but let's assume Joe is the best, and then it's me and you. Right, and I think
you better than me.
Right, but I think but what I'm saying is I'm trying to compete with Joe, and Joe really trying to compete with me. You know, actually, this actually works out. In real life, it would be y'all two, right? Y'all just
and you're from Philly, so it works out.
Yeah, it actually works out perfectly. If Joe starts slipping me raps like, yo, I want to make sure you keep up with Ish. I want to make sure Ish stay in. That's the idea. Is that he's on the low. He's trying to keep Beans and Bleek in the same place.
Now let me hold on. Now hold on.
I know that's my interpretation. I'm telling you, that's my read.
All right, now what about if I'm Jay and y'all are both my artists? I want y'all to look good.
True.
That's it.
And if I know I gotta write your shit,
I'm eating off of this. Okay, cool.
So why not somebody who can rap?
This is my man. I got my man.
He's my man from home.
I never liked it. I mean, he wrote. The thing is, first of all, Jay admitted that he wrote for Bleek since day one. He's talked about it literally from the first album.
Coming to Age,
he wrote, and part 2, that he wrote that too. So at some point, and according to Beans, if he's writing all your hits and all your best verses,
that's not all your hits and best verses. One,
I said according to Beans. I'm not saying I don't know if it's true or not. But if that is true, then at some point it's like, what's the?
And at that time, if you didn't keep up, we saw what happened to H Money Bags on Hot 97. How he just when he was on there, how shout out to him, but it was no longer at that time. You have to keep up with the who was who and make sure you sound good, or it'll look bad on your team.
I guess.
That's it. I don't think him writing for Bleek I don't think he wrote for him completely, but I don't think him giving him balls was anything far-fetched.
I still think that's snitching, what Bean said, because Hov writing for Coming to Age 1 and 2, those are back and forth records. And a lot of times when two artists do a back and forth record, one usually writes more, if not the whole shit. Especially if one is an experienced rapper and the other one really isn't. I'm going to write my verse. I'm going to write your verse. I'm going to tell you how to do your verse so we can do this track together. That's not the same thing as your biggest hits that I'm not even on, or your biggest records. He wrote those too.
Here's why that's
different conversation.
Here's why it's not snitching me. One, again, Jay already talked about it. Two, Dame Dash 2 weeks earlier said, yo, he wrote for Bleek. Right, Dame Dash literally said the same thing 2 weeks ago. So if it's already out there, it's like y'all was saying to me about Luther, and it's like if it's already out there, then me saying something about it is different. You know what I mean?
No, it's not.
How? How's it snitching if people already know?
Cause y'all both rats. It could be two rats. What are you talking about? Like, it don't gotta be one rat. If y'all both ratted, y'all both ratted, and nobody confirmed it. So if you got up there, it could have been my word versus his word. Now you get up there and say, nah. It's two rats.
The CEO saying it to me is a little different than another rapper saying it. You know what I'm saying? Like if another rapper said, I'd be like, that's just his word versus
you stand. Did Hov say in your Philly bias?
Did Hov say I wrote the Coming to Age records, or did he say I wrote Bleek records?
He said he wrote Coming to Age records.
Okay, so that
And then Dame
again,
Dash said he wrote Bleek's records. Again, I'm not saying it's true or not. I don't know. I'm just saying, but
Yo, do me a favor.
Is right.
Go downstairs and fire up the DeLorean. If you start the DeLorean, I think we can bring this info back and make a change in how history was written. Like, for real. What y'all think?
yeah.
You
Back to the future.
If you hear these, they will get trapped and start having a hole, and neither one gonna let it go. In closing, Bleek got too many hits for anybody to say something to him about any of it. Like, a Bleek set list is a Bleek set list. There is no disrespect that you could put on Bleek's name, and this probably won't be the last that you hear of stories from people that have had a falling out with all things Rockefeller.
Yeah.
Talking about the ones that didn't have the fallout.
Joe, is there a rapper who could write something for you that you would take if it was dope enough?
No. A lyric?
Yeah, like if Hov called you and said, "Yo, I got this. Yo, do this track with me. I wrote the bars for you."
Is Hov producing me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, then yeah, but it wouldn't be a lyric. Like, he's done that before. Hey, the beat is doing this, so try to catch this flow, or I think the hook needs. Rappers need help.
I'm sorry, I mean the whole verse,
with
not a bar, the whole verse,
and not a flow, not a pocket.
No
words. No.
Just curious. I was just
No,
curious.
there's no.
Because he does.
There's no
That's
need.
what. That's what. I think
I'm
he
the
has it wrong.
wordsmith.
What's up, y'all? I want to thank you so much for tapping into my channel. I appreciate y'all so much. And keep on the show, y'all. That was Joe Budden and the whole Yo Budden podcast. They were talking about Beanie Sigel and also Memphis Bleek, because Beanie Sigel, he decided to expose Memphis Bleek 1 week ago at the Art of Dialogue podcast. And he mentioned that Memphis Bleek, he always got help from JC. When I say always got help, I'm talking about JC wrote all the rap songs and all the hits that Memphis had. All these raps that he actually decided to put out, that was actually JC who wrote that. And this is something that actually sent shockwaves in the industry, because a lot of people, they actually thought that Memphis Bleek wrote his own raps, but it didn't. And he's not the only one who uses ghostwriters. For example, they had Amil, the female rapper, and JC was writing all her raps. Same thing with, for example, Lil Kim, Biggie, Biggie Smalls, he was writing her raps too. So a lot of people that are famous, they can't really rap. They have a ghostwriter behind the scenes that write all the raps for them. So let me know what you think about this. Make sure to like this and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next videos.